everyone. To give you a view here, give me a moment. Hello, pictures. There we go. It's like one of my favorite spots to do meditation from in the whole wide world. This is the 10 Mile, and it is running pretty full right now. Could be fuller, but it's soon. A little bit more runoff. Loud. Not sure if you guys can hear it with the headphones or not. Every time I think something's too loud, I find out after from you guys that it's not. So anyway, this is my favorite part here, and that's what I wanted to show you up there is buffalo, the mighty buffalo. And that's what we're going to look at today for our meditation. Buffalo Mountain in the distance with some awesome pine trees here to go along with it. But there we go. That's what I'm going to give you guys. Can't zoom in, but that's okay. All right. So it's also 36 degrees, which is amazing. If I sound a little funky, that's why, because the wind is actually blowing also. But God, it's such a gorgeous day. So great to be out here. So who is ready? Let's do it. It is time to jam. We are jamming on the X. And if you were on yesterday, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And we're going to continue to do it today, building upon what we were establishing in the field yesterday. And pretty excited, feeling very inspired. That's what I want to say, which inspiration always leads to excitement. For what this geometry, working this geometry in our bodies is going to open up for each of you. It's really a masculine feminine axis and a mechanism for working in your field in a way that isn't that's just not out there in the same way we think about traditional ways for entering and working through the energy body. So with that, what I want to have you do is focus in on the sun, starting our light link, and just feeling that sun shining down on the top of your head. And again, imagining the sun being absorbed into the mind. Sun being absorbed into the mind. And as you're just envisioning, like placing a helmet on your head, the sun also slipping down around your head and in through the top of your mind, through your chakras, especially the 7th chakra, and down into the 6th. We want to envision as though we're bringing the sun and just pulling on a cord, like we're pulling on a cord, pulling a balloon, the energy of the sun back to us and holding it fast inside the inner vision of the mind, inside the 6th chakra, letting it just sit in there, being held. And really taking your time here. I've given you the visual now to work with, but take your time feeling the different activation, the different sensation. Really work through the sensations. What sounds are you finding yourself thinking about? What colors come in as you imagine the sun? Is it actually the sun? What images are present? And then the part that I really want to have us focus in on today are the emotions, right? It just, whatever you have been up to, we have been in such a new initiatory phase. And we're pinning today in this meditation new and initiation. We've had Gemini activating our fields. We've come out of several months of the eclipse. So there's emotion, really powerful emotion that gets cracked open anytime we go through radical transformation as we have been. And given that it's a new moon today, we're opening that field of emotion, allowing it to be cleansed and cleared out, making room for the new. And so as you imagine now, drawing that sun, pulling on it, the cord, even further from inside your mind down into your heart. Envision it like throwing not just a stone or a petal into the water, into the river, but throwing a boulder, a massive rock, that sun landing in the waters of your heart and creating such a massive ripple effect that everything around you can't help but transform. Such a massive ripple effect that new waves of timeline begin to emerge. Think about that. What if today you were beginning a new timeline, and that new timeline, like a river, was carrying its own version of momentum and new beginning and transformation? So again, just feeling the illumination within your heart, the expansion. And as we prepare to begin our journey on the second part of the light link, feeling as that sun hits those waters, just allow yourself to bob into those waters, into that river of transformation. Just be carried by it. Let's focus on being carried and flowing today. Just weaving our way along the river, not trying to ground or anchor in, but letting ourselves truly be the waters that roll off of the mountain, down the mountainsides, gathering strength and force, coming together for the waters that you saw in the river behind me at the beginning of our meditation, all the way to the snow melts coming down off of the mountain, off of Buffalo that I showed you. They're coming from the same place, going to the same place, all converging. So just imagine your grounding mechanism today being the grounding of flow, grounding into sacred time. The time opens up and you feel yourself connecting in ways you've never connected before. And again, just gliding, allowing your mind to wander, to travel, whatever imagery is here, as we call upon the Great Spirit, as we call upon the Great Mother, the Great Buffalo, as we call upon the Metatron, the Metaraya, the Matrix. And as you activate through your heart consciousness, this energy of light and love deep within you, of new beginnings, of guidance for where you are going. Asking for it in this moment as we come all the way into the heart, imagining that we are on the opposite side. What if we were actually the waters of the lake where the boulder is landing, and we could feel that sun coming up through our feet into our heart instead of the down and in? Imagining the opposite is true, and that life force energy with intention and force, like a reverse lightning bolt from the earth rising up into you. And as these two orbs of light collide, you feel yourself converging into, from one tributary into many, into the great river and body and flow of your life. My message for you today, before we drop into the geometry of the X, is to get going, fast, to get going with immediacy and urgency in your light work, to expand yourself outside of your box of understanding of who and what you are, and truly let yourself be carried along these streams and rivers of light. If not you, then who? This is your calling. You don't find your way into this meditation to gaze upon the great buffalo, the keeper of time in all nations and communities uniting as star beings as one, awakening in your heart as you feel this river, your star being, your star seed, your star essence, the inner light of who you are, and feeling the energy rising, 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 and your physicality melting away. For you are this starlight. You are this light, agent of light. My invitation is to find your people, find a few people that want to run fast with you, and to know that you are my people running fast into the light, into the transformation. So taking another nice deep breath in here again, I want to have you today imagining your body as though the legs are spread, the arms are spread in a Y, a full X created. And go ahead. And if you feel like standing up and actually physically doing this, you can do it. Go ahead. Imagine reaching down to the right foot across the body, finding that orb of light just beneath the foot and pulling it in the same way we pulled on the cord to pull the sun into our heart, pulling that orb of light from the right foot all the way up to the left hand, tracing across the body. And reaching that orb as though you're gifting it. So you found a little orb of light down there in the right foot, just below the surface of the earth. And you're reaching it up and gifting it to the heavens for them to see, to feel, to sense. And as you hold that orb of light high in the sky in the left hand, let it come from your hand. And so you pulled and are pulling that connection from the earth up and through. And as you feel yourself holding that orb, tune into the color, the frequency of that light. Is it like the sun, or is it taking on a blue or a purple coloring? Breathing in and out again. And now reaching down with the right hand to the left foot. Really swirl your fingers in the waters of emotion here. In that river, finding that orb of light, that string to pull on and start pulling. Maybe even feeling and sensing the sensation running through your foot as you envision pulling that string all the way up and through that cord of energy, up and through across your body, and raising the right hand up to the heavens as this orb, this flame begins to express itself through your hand and into the light. I want to have you go ahead and repeat this motion on the left foot. Now envisioning drawing all the way down from beyond the center of the earth into the ancient lineage of the beings, the star beings that have walked this planet in honor of service and light, service to the light for all instead of service to the light for self, selfish gain. The watchers, the angels, go ahead, reach deep into that pool and feel yourself almost tickling them awake inside of you and drawing them up, up, up into your field. And feel now as you envision that flame coming out of the top of the right hand, it burning really intensely and brightly. And now coming back the left hand. And this time I want to have you reverse the flow, envisioning a lightning bolt of all of the star beings, the guides, the Shivas, the gods, the goddesses of the heavens, like a lightning bolt, shocking your hand, capturing the lightning bolt and feeling it run down through your hand into the right foot and into the earth. So much so that you could almost reverse pull that lightning bolt through the left hand all the way down through the right foot into the earth. And now we're going to do something kind of interesting. I want you to imagine that each of these cords of light, threads of light that we've strung through the body, that we're going to begin to twist them. We're going to twist them at the center as though we are spinning the cords together, making one solid cord through the center of the body. So starting in the heart where our journey began, feeling that flow of energy coursing through the heart and imagining it capturing both ends, all ends from the center where they cross over. And at that crossing point, making one twist. So coming out of your physical body now and just envisioning these cords and envisioning yourself beginning to wrap them around each other so that the right is now on the left and the left is on the right, both through the hands and through the feet. Twisted in the center. And now continuing that spin, twisting in the same direction and bringing the left back to the right and vice versa and the same for the feet. So if we were to look through the center of your heart, there's maybe 4 twists, 2 from the top and 2 from the bottom. It's like we're making a rope, a braided rope down the center. And as you're ready, activating your Merkaba and envisioning as the Merkaba spins, these 2 cords spinning up the center of your body until there's no longer the left and the right hand and the opposite pillars, but simply one big, powerful channel of light in your heart, reaching all the way to the heavens and all the way to the earth, anchoring you into this current. For each of these channels represent how we harness and allow for the energy to flow through our systems on one side, and with one force harmoniously blended, we paddle down the stream, creating intention, and in the other, we find ourselves drifting and floating. In one, we find ourselves held within the container of our bodies and our hearts like a boat guiding us down the river. And in the other, we find the heart and the light that carries that vessel, that boat downstream. I'm going to have you pause the flow of energy here, coming all the way into your heart. Now drawing all of those ends. I want to have you flip the top to the bottom and the bottom to the top, like we're pulling a tube sock. So imagining pulling on the top left and right down into the heart, and then pulling them out and through into the feet. And again, like a tube sock, pulling on the orbs of light we anchored in the feet and pulling them up and through to the top of the hands. want to have you feel into your aura, your energy body, your toric field here. And as you do, feeling into that aura, allowing the expansion in your heart center to open. And now coming into the center of the earth and feeling her following your guidance. The mighty mountains that rise, dropping down to your inversion, the opposite. The mountains within the earth in the opposite direction and vice versa. The roots of the trees reaching to the heavens. Picturing the yin yang symbol, the white swirling with the dark, and the two flipping, the light becoming the dark becoming the light. And as you come into your heart now, feeling that yin yang, the inner part of your heart sanctum dark, with the cosmos spinning and swirling inside of it. Taking a couple of nice deep breaths here. Releasing all physicality of your body and just allowing yourself to drift and to float and to be held within the heart of the cosmos. As you make your way all the way back into the body, all the way back into the body, letting yourself spin as you come back in, as though we're unwinding, unspinning that inertia, that power, that force of having spun that X up. All the way back in. Allowing yourself to just drift and float in the sensation and the feel of the energy. Coming all the way in. And as you deepen into the sensation of your body, calling upon those light beings, as you envision them standing within the circle of light that you have created, surrounding you, supporting you, encouraging you, all the way in. Feeling yourself, seeing and sensing yourself as one of these light beings, and claiming your spot, claiming with your intention and your focus, your power and your force of light. And from there, making your way all the way back to the room, to the moment, to the vision of what today could be, feeling yourself connected to this deeper timeline of light and love as you breathe in and out, slowly making your way back, all the way back. And with that, may today happen quickly for you. May you go fast in light. May you be connected more deeply than you could have ever conceived to your purpose and the sacred flow of time that will carry you to being that beacon and voice that is so needed. We're just getting warmed up with what we're really capable of. Can't wait to continue to work this field with you. And with that, namaste, so much love.